Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today is my next pregnancy update, so it is 35 to 37 weeks. It's absolutely crazy. I genuinely can't believe I'm full term now. Baby's done, grown. There's nothing more to add to growth in terms of brain or nerves or organs. He's complete. It's just a case of probably putting on fat, so hopefully he comes soon because I don't want him to be too big. I'll just tell you a little bit about what's been going on over the last couple of weeks. Tiredness hasn't been too bad, a bit up and down. I think a lot of it probably is just from working, but thankfully yesterday was my last day, so that is me finished. I'm so happy to be done. It's been a really hard slog this last couple of months. Tiredness has just been really bad. Moving around and just really struggling with it all. But not too bad at the moment. I think I'm ready though to take a seat and a rest and hopefully maybe at least get a week before baby thinks about making an appearance. Everything's kind of organised in terms of cleaning and that, just last minute bits to tidy up and sort out. Bags are packed, which is good. I feel happy to be organised. Just got to add in a couple of last minute bits which can be done if anything happens. What else has been going on? Been getting quite a bit of indigestion lately. Although he is very low, I think I've still been getting a lot of indigestion. I think a lot of it depends on what I eat. I think everything is just so squished in there. I do think it's going to be big, but more length in terms of weight. But I think he is quite squished in there. Poor thing's probably had enough. So quite a bit of indigestion. I had to take a few Renes. Nothing mental, just that sort of burning in the back of your throat. So a Rene pretty much helps it. I've been drinking plenty of water. I've had quite a lot of breathlessness. Just really struggling to breathe. Even just coming up the stairs just now, I was just oh, I can't breathe, and just doing simple tasks I'm just huffing and puffing, and I just want my body back now. I think I'm done with carrying kids, and it's my body now and I want to look after it. And I feel once baby's here and I've recovered and I can get back to normal and start eating healthy and getting some exercise in, because I feel like I need it now. The other thing that's been going on has been my nose. I genuinely feel the way I'm speaking at the moment, I feel I've got a cold. I just feel so blocked up in here and I sound funny and I hate it. I just want to sound normal again. I keep speaking and I just think, oh, you sound weird. I don't sound normal. I've obviously got a lot of swelling in the back of my nose. My husband's not really liking it because I snore on a general day-to-day basis, but with pregnancy it is 10 times worse. And I just think now that we're coming towards the end, my nose here just feels blocked, and it must just be swollen and all the extra blood flow. It's just poor husband's not getting much sleep. We've had a huge heat wave the last week or so. So I've been struggling with the heat. I've had lots of fans, been trying to drink lots of water. Not really been putting on much clothes if I'm in the house. Here obviously I've had to work during this heat wave, which has just been awful. There was a couple of days at work I was just so uncomfy. The office was roasting, and although we do have fans, it still didn't seem to maybe making a difference. So I've been really uncomfy, but it seems to have cooled down now, which is nice. It's still quite warm, but not quite that sticky, humid feeling that it's been the last week or so. Obviously with the heat wave, I've been getting a lot of swollen my feet are just like, as soon as they touch the ground for more than half an hour, they're just like massive. I've got like no ankles. It's awful. My hands have been swelling quite a bit, but I've been trying to kind of move them about, keep my feet up, keep my feet cool if I'm not working, moving them about and putting them under cold water, things like that. It's good now that I'm not working now, so I can get my feet up a bit more, elevate them, which is good. Just the last few symptoms that are just coming out in these last few weeks, you know, like piles. Again, I had that with Olivia. I had it a lot worse. It's not really been too bad this time. They're just there. It's not great. Just the weight and all the extra blood flow. Moving on, lots of cervical mucus. Moving on again. I think one thing, the big thing that's happened over the last couple of weeks, I think, has been false labours. I can't remember if I had one in my last update, but at the moment we're up to about 3 false labours where I have genuinely thought I have been going to go into labour. One was at night where I had contractions for the whole night. I went to my bed and they were gone by the morning, but they were sore. I had another one at my work, another kind of went on all day, and that was a day where it was really, really hot, so I don't know if the heat was affecting me, but I was getting lots and lots of contractions during the day. I was really, really uncomfy. I wouldn't say they were sore, just one of those where you're just not comfy. And then after that, I thought I had like a free week and I thought from that I felt like I could go early, all these sort of like false starts. And then I had a week where I didn't have anything and I thought, do you know what, I don't think I'm going to go early. And then the day before I was due to finish my work, so like 2 days ago, I got to my work, couple hours in, I had my antenatal class in the morning, and then I got to my work in the afternoon, about 11 or 12 o'clock, and a couple hours after that, I just suddenly felt like I had period pain, and I thought, oh, I'm a bit sore down there. I was like, okay. And then it went into my back, and I'm just like, you know, that really achy pain you get low down, and I was kind of starting to get a bit paranoid. I wouldn't really say I was necessarily having contractions. Again, it could have been Braxton Hicks. I did feel a couple where, you know, you feel the tightening, but not a huge amount, but just these like period pain, cramping and back pain. I thought, I don't know, something came funny over me. I felt a bit weird. I was feeling a bit sick. I had kind of lack of appetite, and I went to the toilet and I lost a bit, I was losing my plug again, and I thought, oh no, it had to be happening at my work. I was so paranoid, and the whole afternoon I just felt weird. I was getting these pains and contractions, and I kind of didn't say anything to anyone. I just, because it wasn't getting sorer. It was sore, but it wasn't getting sorer. So I thought, well, maybe it's just a start. We'll see what happens. I left my work, just like, get home. Just get home. I told Craig. I got home and got my feet up, and I was just glad to get in the house and just sort of see what happened. And I was getting contractions. I was timing them, but they were very, very irregular. They were going from like 16 minutes to like 3, like continuously getting less, but they weren't like, it wasn't, obviously it was just Braxton Hicks. I didn't lose any more of my plug, and then I was like, do you know what, I'm just going to ignore them. Some of them were sore, some of them weren't, some of them were really sore, you know, it was just a mixture of everything. And I just thought, do you know what, I'm just going to go to my bed. And just everything tailed off, and I genuinely did think at that point in the afternoon that was the start of it. And I thought, you just kind of think, oh no, here we go. And then when it all just kind of fades off, you just think, it's so frustrating, especially after having gone through it a couple of times, and you're just like, oh, this is just, you know, either start or don't start, but don't give me all these false starts. But I have been reading that second pregnancies can bring on a lot of like false labour. You might get a lot, but at the same time, it's not necessarily classed as false labour. It could be more just like things are starting. Now, I obviously haven't been checked by a midwife. I don't know if I'm dilating, or if you know, my cervix is in the right place, or if you know, like thinning out. I think a facing they call it. So I get the sense that it might be the start of things. It might be doing something, but until I get checked, I don't obviously know, or if my waters break or something really ramps up with the pain and that. I don't know what is happening, but it is really frustrating, I have to say. But that's that. Lots of false labours and lots of Braxton Hicks, so it's not great. I did go have a midwife appointment on Tuesday. Everything was fine. Baby was measuring slightly over, but he seems to be following a nice growth pattern or growth line, so they're none too concerned. I think, as I say, it was like a week over. He's head down, and when she felt him, she was like, I can't even feel his head. I was like, oh, okay. But I did check my notes later, and she'd put in 3/5 engaged, which I believe 5/5, or like, no, sorry, 0/5 is like fully engaged. So we're about halfway there. He certainly feels like he's getting a lot lower. There's quite a lot of pain when I move, and he just feels really heavy, like right under the bump. It just feels like he's pushing down, like it must be like his shoulders are just like really digging into my bottom of the bump, and it's so uncomfy. It's not great, like, and apparently he's ROA, I think the position is, so his bum is to the right of me and his legs are like slightly over, which I believe is not the best position, but he's still sort of like along my back. So we'll see. She didn't seem too concerned about that. My urine was fine. I did get I got a sample taken, or I had to do it. The last time I had with Olivia, I thought my waters had broken, and I was leaking quite a lot. I was feeling really wet, and I ended up going into the hospital just to get checked, but it wasn't. But they did a swab while I was in there, and I tested positive for strep B, which meant that I had to get antibiotics like before labour. So this time I asked them if it was standard, would you get the antibiotics or would you get tested? And no, they don't do any of that, even though you've been tested positive for strep B, because you might not have it. So she said what we can do is offer you the chance to get swabbed at 37 weeks or 37 weeks. So I said, yes, please, I want to make sure that everything's okay. I did the swab myself. I had to go into the bathroom and do it. It wasn't very pleasant, but you know, I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I haven't had the results for that, but I don't think it's going to make a difference about where I go, because if anything happens, I think as long as I get the antibiotics before, and if I go into labour prior to finding out the results, I might just try and push them and just see if they'll give me the antibiotics anyway. We'll see what happens with that. So I'm just waiting for the results on that. And she offered me a sweep at 39 weeks, so I'm back in 2 weeks, which is when I'll be 38 plus 6, or just 39 weeks. And she said she was happy to give me a sweep, so I said yes, happy with that. So I had one before with Olivia, and it wasn't too painful, didn't bother me, so I don't know how it'll go this time. I've heard a few horror stories, but we'll see how it goes. But that's my update for this month, and I will show you my bump. I think that's everything. I've spoken for quite a bit now. Oh, here we go. I'll put it down. It's very low. As you can see, it is extremely big and low, and everybody seems to guess that it's a boy because it's sticking out so much. He really is. If I like showed you my back, you wouldn't even know I was pregnant. And then it's like, bump! So yeah, he's getting a big boy. So yeah, that's it for this update. I will link all my other updates below if you haven't seen them, and hope you've liked this vlog. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and if you are new, please hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.